Hey y'all come on in. I'm Elisa and today I am making a cookies and cream pound cake. But I'm using my brand new gas stove. So y'all, before we get started, sit back, watch, like, share, and subscribe, and hope I don't burn this cake in a gas stove. Let's get started with this cookies and cream pound cake. All right, y'all, let's get started with this Oreo pound cake or cookies and cream pound cake. So to get started, I have 3 cups of white sugar and to that 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I have 2 sticks of softened unsalted butter. Now keep in mind you can use 2 sticks of regular salted butter. Just omit the salt that will be in the recipe. So that's 1 stick, 2, and also a half a cup of vegetable shortening. This would be easy if I had the sticks. All you gotta do is cut it in half. But this is what happens when you buy a big old tub. All right, so you get all this mixed in, and what we're gonna do, we're going to cream it all together for about 8 minutes. Make sure it's all light and fluffy and lightened in color. It'll be pretty light with the vegetable shortening though. All right, so let's turn this on and get this going. All right, and I'll be right back once this is all been creamed together in about 8 minutes. All right, you guys, it's creamed for about 12 minutes. Let's go ahead and scrape down the sides of the bowl. All right, and we're going to add in 5 eggs. You can do them 1 at a time, but I think today I'm going to do them 2 at a time. 2, 2, and 1. I'm going to put this on low. Add in 2 eggs. And you want to mix that in until the yellow is gone. And here's the last egg. All right, and next up we're going to alternate 3 cups of flour along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to alternate that with some buttermilk. All right, so here's the flour. I'll start out with a little bit of the flour, baking powder, salt mixture. Now remember, if you are using regular salted butter, omit the salt. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the buttermilk. This is 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk. And here is the rest of the flour. All right, just want to get that mixed in pretty good, and then we're going to fold in the crushed up Oreo or chocolate sandwich cookies. You can even use the vanilla sandwich cookies if you like. Just scrape down the sides of the bowl. All right. All right, you guys, we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl one last time. Let me clean off these beaters first. And then we're going to add the good part, the cookies. All right, so let's get this together. Let me move this mixer so we can add in the cookies. All right, you guys, batter is all ready. And I crunched up 18 chocolate sandwich cookies. So let's fold them in and see if 18 is going to be enough. If it's not, it's going to be enough. So just crunch them. I just put them in the bag and just squeeze them with my hands. You can use a pot, skillet, rolling pin, whatever you got. So let's pour all that in there. So y'all look, I have a new stove. I have a gas stove. I haven't used a gas stove in an extremely long time. So this is going to be an experimental cake to see how it turns out. My uncle told me I was going to burn everything when I try to use it for the first time. So I figured, why not try to use it on a nice, good old cake? It's not going to burn, y'all. I'm not going to let him put that bad news bears on me. All right. So let's just fold this all in. And then we're going to put it in a 18-cup tube pan. All right, y'all, I got the batter all mixed together with the chocolate sandwich cookies. I got my pan sprayed with some baking spray that has flour already mixed in. So let's add our batter. Oh my goodness, y'all saw that? Look at that. Like we don't need that part. Why is it so messy today? All right, let's try that again. Let me get a little closer. All right, so what I'm going to do, I like to cook pound cakes in a cold oven. That's just a personal preference. And I like to do it at 300. You can actually do it at 325. But I like to cook them in a cold oven really slow. But the typical is 325 for 50 to 65 minutes. But at 300 for me today, I'll let you guys see how long it takes. And that's mainly because my pan is darker. See how dark it is on the outside? You actually have to cook it 25 degrees lower for a dark colored pan. So that way it doesn't cook too quickly. You want it to cook evenly. All right, you guys, I'll be back when I put this in the oven and then it comes out. Oh, and don't forget, you guys, you can tap it on the counter or on the bottom just to release some of those air bubbles that'll be in there. And then don't forget to smooth the top. All right, I'll be right back when this is out of the oven. All right, so here's what I learned today about a gas stove. You can't bake a pound cake in a cold oven first. It don't like it. So that did not work out well in my favor. However, it did cook at 300 for an hour, 6 minutes. So I'm going to play around with it to determine if I can go ahead and go back up to the regular 325. Because with the electric oven, I couldn't do that. So we're going to try that with the next cake at 325 instead of 300. So here's how the cake turned out. It's completely flat on the top, whereas before with the electric stove, had a little familiar crack around the center. Used to love that part. So right now, so far so good. I'm going to let it cool off for about 10-20 minutes. Then we're going to flip it out and see what it's really looking like on the other side. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. All right, you guys, it's been about 10 minutes. So let's try to flip it out. I don't have my little wire rack or another little cardboard circle that I would normally use. So I'm just using a regular bottom to a cake container. It'll do the same thing. It's still really hot. So I do have a good old kitchen towel to kind of help me out. So let's do this and see what we get. It's hot all over. Sorry about my arm, you guys. I'm trying to get my hands together. Remove my little trivets. I heard it hit the bottom. Trying to center it a little bit. All right, here we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Push that one back in place. Well, I got a little dent right here. The cookie came off right here. That's all that was the cookie. But this cookie stayed. But other than that, that turned out good. So that means it probably could have cooled up a little bit more because there are cookies in it from here and here. But other than that, that sucker's pretty. I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna add some glaze to it. All right, you guys, see you in a bit. All right, y'all, so let's make some of this glaze. So what I have in a bowl is 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to add about a couple tablespoons of some heavy whipping cream and about 3 tablespoons of some water, because you know heavy whipping cream is thicker, so it'll take it a little bit more to thicken it, to thin it out enough, but I still want it to be kind of creamy as well, so I'll do both. Oops, I did not grab my cup of water, so y'all are going to hear the sink running. All right, now this is a challenge. All right, 1, without messing it up on the floor. That's the second one. And then that's the 3rd tablespoon of water. And to that, you got to make sure that it has some flavor to it. You can use regular vanilla, but because I don't want the vanilla to make it a tan color, I'm going to use some of my favorite girl here, L'Oreal Butter Vanilla. It keeps the color the same. I don't measure it. This one's almost empty, so we're just going to pour all that in there. It wasn't enough, so I'm just going to add just a little bit more. Let's have another bottle. Okay. And you just stir that all up until it's as thick or as thin as you like. If it's too thick, you know, add a little bit more water or cream, depending on which one you want to do. If it's not thick enough, then, if it's too thin, add more powdered sugar. And you just go from there. I'll be right back and get this all mixed together. All right, and I have the glaze here. Now, like I said, if it's too thin for you, like this, add a little bit more powdered sugar, or just, and then it'll get to where you want it. But I'm gonna start like this. I'm gonna go for that right there, and just pour it on there. No particular method. Just pour it on. And you can also sprinkle some cookie crumbs on top. You can actually mix the cookie crumbs in there with the glaze if you want to do it that way. Or just leave it just like this. I'm just wanting to cover just the entire top. Not too concerned about the size. I just want to cover the top. And then you are good to go. But I think I'm going to take this one step further because, you know, why not? I'll be right back. All right, y'all, the cake has been glazed. It is now the next day. I didn't have enough time to finish it up yesterday, so I'm back today to cut into this cake and see what we have. So I have the vanilla glaze, the cookies and cream. I was going to add some extra stuff to it, but the other people that I was going to be serving it to was like, no, I just want glaze. So we just have glaze. They wouldn't let me be great and be extra fancy. So let's cut into this cake and see what we have. All righty. I got my big knife, y'all. Oh, yes, that looks so good. Whoa, check that out. Check it out. Oh, man. All right, let's give it a taste. Oh, it's so moist. It tastes like a chocolate sandwich cookie. Ooh. Y'all, it's so moist. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look, I'm gonna go set this down somewhere. I'm gonna let y'all go make you some and enjoy this cookies and cream pound cake. Y'all enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.